Well, welcome. This is JP Espinoza, and you have decided to say yes to a New York life career. Number one, I am so excited for you because I remember in November of 1999 when I triggered my contract to become a New York life agent. It was one of the proudest days of my life, and I remember that day because that was the beginning of a career that has paid so much in dividends to my family and I. And so, first and foremost, I'm excited for you. But what I like to do is I like to talk about vision and why you decided to make New York life your career. So, I remember when I was a young man, I was 21 years old when I triggered my New York life contract. And the vision that I had was to create income, impact, and influence in the community. And so when I tied my work ethic to my vision, there's really nothing that's got in my way. So today I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you, and I want you to really think about your vision and why you decided to make New York life your career. So here's the big question. Why are you here? Why did you do it? Okay. There's a lot of reasons. Well, the first one may be to drive nice cars. You know, you work hard and you want to drive a nice, dependable car that you feel great when you get in. I've driven a lot of nice cars. I love my Ford truck. I have a King Ranch truck that I absolutely love. That's by design. That's the truck that I wanted. I love driving it. I love the way I feel in it. And I love when I'm on the road. Hey, look, it's all about driving a car that you love driving. Yeah, New York Life, that was one of the reasons why I came to work for New York Life, because I wanted to have that ability to drive a nice car. My wife drives a nice car. And what's more important to me is her safety and her concern and making sure she gets a brand new car every 24 to 36 months, whatever she wants. And so we have that opportunity. You can too. And this is what it's all about, is giving you and your family the choices and options that they desire. Perhaps you want to have nice things, enjoy luxury. Hey, let me tell you something. There is nothing wrong with luxury. There's nothing wrong with having a nice watch and living in a beautiful home. It gives me so much joy to provide such a lovely home for my wife and my two daughters. It brings great joy knowing that they have a wonderful home to live in, that they have nice things, that when my wife goes shopping, she can have what she wants. Why? Because we created an income that allowed us to enjoy luxury. Now, I just talked about my two little girls. We have two beautiful daughters, and their future is so important to my wife and I. We want to give them the absolute best. We want to do things for them that perhaps our parents couldn't do for us. Not because they didn't want to, but they couldn't. In sending our kids to a nice school, a prestigious school, a school where they're going to get the best education and go on and do great things in college and have great experiences. Well, guess what? It costs money. There's some of these schools that are represented on the slide that it's upwards of $20,000 a year in tuition for just grade school. So when you begin to do the math, you need to make a lot of money if you want to invest in your kids. And by the way, they're worth it. Perhaps you're a giver. My wife and I believe in tithing to the church. We give to organizations and charities that support the beliefs and causes that we share. And so when you're able to give, you can make such a difference in the lives of so many people. Just recently, I went to a foundation, I went to a charity event for a foundation for autism. And the tickets were like $300. And, you know, by the end of the night, we ended up spending $500 to $1,000. I can't remember. But you know how great it was for my wife and I to sit there and say, you know what, we want to invest in this organization because this organization is making a difference in the lives of autistic kids. So you have that opportunity when you have a generous income. Last year, my wife and I sat down and we made some big, audacious goals. And one of the goals that agreed upon was we were going to take 3 vacations a year. Why? Because we wanted to. We want to be able to travel the country, travel the world, go to places that we enjoy and want to experience. Right currently it's May of 2018, and we've already been on a couple of really amazing trips. We went to Napa Valley, spent a week out there. We went to Mexico, spent some time on the beach in Playa del Carmen, and we just got back from San Diego. What an amazing beach it was out there. As you can see, we really enjoy beaches. Um, but to take my wife and my daughters, we have an exchange student living with us, and we flew in our niece from Houston to come and enjoy San Diego with us. And how awesome was that to be able to fly your whole family out, people that you love and care about, riding first class airline tickets? I mean, it was just great. Why? Because we had the opportunity to do that. Now, I'm not saying those things to brag, but if it wasn't for this career, we couldn't do any of that. So it's been such a wonderful experience for us. I'm so grateful, so thankful. See, I believe we want all of those things. When we ask the question, which is it for you? The answer is yes, it's all of them. You want to be able to travel. You want to be able to afford nice, luxurious items and drive nice cars, live in a beautiful home, and send your kids to the best education institutions available. However, there's a big giant but. See, it all boils down to this, though. Although we have nice cars and nice homes and we do cool things, that doesn't buy happiness. I want to tell you right now, that does not make you happier. It makes life a little bit enjoyable at times, but it doesn't make you happier. Really, what my wife and I are seeking, and the reason we made New York Life the career that we decided to invest and pursue in, because we wanted stress-free abundance. We wanted to be able to be in a position we didn't have to worry about money. My wife and I grew up poor. Both of us grew up very poor, and it was always tough growing up. Not be able to pay your bills, and the lights being cut off because you couldn't pay the light bill, or the constant threats of being foreclosed because we couldn't make the house payment, or going hungry because you didn't have enough money for food. Hey, listen, I'm not here to tell you a sad story, but we lived that life. We lived that type of situation, and it caused tremendous amounts of stress on us. And we wanted to be in a position as we got married and as we lived our life to be in a position of stress-free abundance. And this is what it's all about for us. So how do we define stress-free abundance? Stress-free abundance is when you earn more than enough to take care of your needs in abundance. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say your financial needs are $8,000 a month and you're bringing in $25,000 a month. That's stress-free abundance. You have more than enough to meet every obligation, save, prepare. There's a sense of security that comes with that. And you do these things without doing things that you don't like to do. Like, I couldn't sit at a desk for 8 hours. I couldn't go to work and do the exact same thing over and over and over and over every single day. I couldn't live a life where my employer told me when I had to take a break at 10:15, go to lunch and take another break at 3:30 and then go home. I couldn't do that. I don't want to live that type of life. That's a prison sentence, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great things, a lot of great jobs out there that provide families great financial security, but that wasn't for me. I wanted to be in a position where I love coming to work every single day, doing the things I love. And what I love about the business that we're in here at New York Life is we get to meet new people every single day. I've never had the same day twice, ever, like in my career. Every single day it's a joy. I have no idea who I'm going to meet, what problems I get to help solve, what challenges will make me grow. Look, it's amazing. I love it. But when you live a stress-free life, when it comes to financially, there's a sense of certainty. When my father died, he was my hero, and I loved my dad so much. But he didn't live in that. He didn't own the house that he lived in, and it was owned by him and his brothers. Technically, when his mom died, it passed on to him and his brothers. But when my dad passed away, His brothers wanted my mother to move out because when they wanted to sell it, they wanted to get, their share of the inheritance from my grandmother. Long story short, that caused so much uncertainty because my mother did not have the resources to buy the house for my uncles. It was really cool because of this wonderful, wonderful career at New York Life. We were able to buy a house for my mom, buy the same house for my mom. I was able to invest in some real estate and give my mom a home, give her some money to start a new season in her life, buy her a brand new car. Why that's so important is because it brought certainty to her life in the midst of chaos. That's what this career allows us to do. Gives us a sense of autonomy. When you're stress free, you have some decisions that you are afforded with, such as investing in real estate, investing in business interests. You have a sense of autonomy. You can do some things that you want to do because you have the resources to do them. And what I love the most about what we do is that we get to contribute, that we make contributions to our society, to our community, that we know that we're making a difference because we have the resources to do so. So let's take a look at abundance. What are the things that cause stress-free abundance in your life when you have all your financial needs met? Well, you know what? You're going to have to make plenty of money to pay for your home, your mortgage, or your rent. Pay for your utilities, which is $500 to $1,000 depending on how many people live in your home. You got to have insurance. Like we're in the insurance business, your auto, your home, umbrella, disability, health insurance. It costs money. That stuff is expensive. You got to make sure that's covered. We already talked about, having a nice car, a really nice car is going to cost you anywhere from minimum $800 to about $1,200 a month. And you're going to be driving a nice car. I mean, for $1,000, you can pretty much drive anything you want here in Albuquerque for the most part. Kids are expensive. We spend so much money on clothes and food and activities and all types of things, from gymnastics to karate to tutorials, and you got a budget for that as well. Meals. So I love going out to eat. One of my favorite restaurants is Ruth Chris. Well, every time you go to Ruth Chris, you're going to drop like $200 just if you're going to take your wife out. It's just going to cost you a couple $100. Steaks and a nice bottle of wine and maybe a nice dessert. You're going to spend some money. But on average, we probably spend $1,000 a month or so for meals. Going out to eat after church on Sunday and throughout the week. We love to have fun. You got to budget for fun. You can't live this miserable life and do things. You got to do things your family enjoys. So you got to make sure you budget for fun. So here's where most people go wrong. They have a nice home. They have, they have their utilities paid, insurance, cars, kids, meals, fun, but they don't save. You have to save. You have to put that in your budget. Saving is so important to pay yourself first. And so that's a big part of the equation. And lastly, you have to prepare for taxes. As you become very successful in your New York Life career, you will pay tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes every single year. I have no idea how much we paid in taxes, but I can tell you when we added it all up, I know it was in excess of $85,000 last year. I mean, success comes at a price, and taxes are one of those prices. Hey, but you know what? To enjoy the lifestyle that we live, I will pay those taxes every single year because those taxes give me the license to enjoy stress-free abundance. So, and it's also our part to, to give back to, to a great country like America that allows us to make dreams come true. So let's take a look at this. When you're beginning to scale and when you're able to grow and achieve that stress-free abundance, the very first thing you want to do is stabilize. You got to figure out exactly how much money you need to make every single month to be stable in this business. The reason why is this business comes with a lot of uncertainty. As you know, no one's paid a salary to be here. We traded in a salary for the ability to reach our dreams. And so because of that, we have to figure out exactly how much money that we need to have coming in order to stabilize our family. Once we begin to make a consistent income that's sustainable, we want to optimize this. This is where we begin to make $10,000 to $20,000 more a year than we did the year before. We begin to figure out marketing strategies and prospecting ideas and skill sets that we can hone in on that will allow us to increase our income so we can be in a position to expand. You know, what I love about this industry, you can have a swing of $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 increase over last year if you build this business correctly. And so, by the way, those are real numbers that I'm talking about. If you commit to the disciplines and habits that generate tremendous amount of success, you can actually achieve this. You want to stabilize, know what you need to bring in so you can put your family at ease, optimize, figure out exactly what do I need to do in order to get to that next level so you can be in a position to expand. So let's take a deeper look at this and put some numbers to this. So like for instance, if you wanted to be in a position to have stress-free abundance in your lifestyle, the first thing you got to do is have plenty of money to live in a nice home. So if you're going to live in a decent home in Albuquerque, a home that you're proud of, a home that has a lot of space so that you can love on your family, enjoy your kids and your friends and entertain, you're probably going to spend a minimum of $2,000 a month on a nice home. If you're going to live in a $2,000 home, those come with utilities that need to be paid, and between light and gas and cable and phones, cell phones, and that type of utilities, you're going to spend probably roughly $1,000 a month. You got to have the insurance. You got to have the auto, the home, the umbrella. You got to have those things. Okay, they need to be baked into your fixed expenses. You're going to spend about $1,000 a month. I'm being conservative here. This is assuming you and your spouse, $500 a month each to drive a decent car, or perhaps you want to go ahead and to drive a BMW or Mercedes or a car of your choice. You're going to spend a minimum of $1,000 a month. Kids are expensive. You're looking at about $1,500 for activities and their things that they're involved in. Maybe that's a little much, but you can never underestimate what that number is because kids are expensive. The more that you have, the more expensive it gets. Spend $1,000 a month on meals. That's going out to eat, nice restaurants. Allowing your spouse not to cook dinner every night. Sometimes bring home some good Little Anita's. That's one restaurant we really like going to here in Albuquerque. Spend $2,000 a month on fun, doing great things that your family really enjoys. We just got back from watching the Avengers movie, and to spend now it costs almost $100 with popcorn and tickets just to take your family out. It's amazing. And so you want to be in a position to have a lot of fun. Think about this real quick. That's $5,000 a month that you're saving. $5,000 a month is a serious commitment to your future. I didn't do the math, but if I grab my phone real quick, I can be able to do the math. And I don't have my phone with me, but anyhow, I got to show you what this number compounded over time can do for you. So the fact that you save now, it's all about time value money. We teach our own clients the disciplines of savings. It's even more important for our agents to save. And so savings needs a big part of your equation. Let's see, if you add all these different things, you add them up, it's about $14,000 a month. Okay? $14,000 a month, that's easily $14,000. How much is that per year? Let's calculate that. 14,000. That's 14,000 times 12. That's $168,000 a year. Totally doable. 100% doable. So we're looking at $14,000, but we're missing something. We're missing taxes. So what you want to do is you want to double that, because you're going to look at half of your money going to taxes. That's just the way it is. So you need to be somewhere around a $300,000 income, $350,000 income to enjoy the stress-free, abundant lifestyle based on these numbers. Okay. Now you're saying I can do a lot with 336,000, what the number actually comes out to. I can do a lot on $336,000. Well, here's the deal. You have the opportunity to make a $300,000 income at New York Life. How awesome is that? And with that, you can do so many different things. You can invest in the things that are important to you. So the real number that you need to pursue on a monthly basis is $28,000 a month. Totally 100% doable. But I want to stress the fact that savings is so important. You're going to come across some tough times being an entrepreneur, and you want to make sure that you have plenty of money in the savings account. It's awesome when you get your checking account near the $100,000 mark, and when you open up your checking account and you see $100,000 sitting in there, you feel confident, you feel secure that you can manage most issues. And so this career can give us this number and much more. And so I want to encourage you, understand what is it that drives you. We talked about a lot of different things, but I believe with all my heart it comes down to living an abundant lifestyle. Well, an abundant lifestyle has a price tag attached to it. And so on our next video, we're going to go through the stress-free abundant lifestyle worksheet, where I'll show you, you'll have the opportunity to enter your very own numbers based on the comp plan at New York Life, the bonuses that we get. It will give you a great idea of the amount of money that you can earn and how to earn it. And you can play with your own numbers. So we're going to go ahead and end this video. I want you to continue to dream big, because your dreams can be achieved here at New York Life.